What is up, Retro Maniacs? My name is Mike, his name's Joe, and his name's EP. And in this video, we're not going to talk about flipping cards. We're not going to talk about investments. We may not get many views, but we don't care because this episode, we're actually going to talk about cards that matter to us. Cards that we collect for a reason. Cards that are in our PC that have a story, if you will. So, Joe, give us your first card and tell us the story behind it.
All right. I'm going back to the greatest year of card collecting ever. EP.
1999.
1999.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the greatest set from 1999. I'm going 1999 Topps Chrome Ricky Williams refractor, but not just any Ricky Williams refractor, my Ricky Williams refractor. And look at that cert number. Why does this card mean so much? Because I pulled it and it was part of the first ever PSA submission that Mike and I ever did. Look how low that cert number is. That's kind of crazy. Wow. Yeah. Gem Mint 10. And what's great about this, I don't know if the camera can pick it up. It definitely has that 1999 film on it, right? Yeah, this is still in a 10, so it means it's a 10 forever. But yeah, I opened up a lot of Topps Chrome back in 1999, as the rest of us did, right? And Ricky Williams was the chase. If you guys remember, I mean, the quarterbacks were still a big thing, but Ricky Williams was the chase out of that. And to pull his card, but not just pull his card, but also his refractor. And then we sent it off to be graded, and it came back. It came back at 10. We didn't know how awesome that was at the time. We were like, oh, cool, a 10. And then it turned out, But yeah, this is one of the first cards that I ever graded, and I think it's the only one. I might have the base version that I sent in as well, which came back in 9, if I remember correctly. But yeah, there it is. Old school PSA slab and label. Finest film right on there. Ricky Williams. There it is.
Yeah, like the Ricky Williams, like the running backs back in that time were like way more revered than they are now. So I feel like that, and that was the card. Like I feel like that is like getting a Fernando Mendoza, maybe even not just refractor, but like an out of 10 refractor. Getting out of a 10, like when you got that back, like that was like such a huge thing. So very, very cool.
We didn't know it was a huge thing, which is so funny.
I mean, but it's like if you put it in today's terms, like if people thinking about it today, like that, I mean, that's what it would feel like. Cause like that's how big that card was back then. I didn't get a Ricky Williams refractor until a couple years ago. I bought one. I think DC Sports, I got one, or did like a couple months ago. But from DC Sports, I never had one from then. I do have it now. I think I got a Charles Woodson refractor maybe from 1998, but I didn't get any 99 refractors. I don't think so. Awesome card.
Yeah, you got a PSA 10 on that, and you're like, oh, if only this was a BGS 9.5.
That's probably true.
That's a true story too. Yep. Back then, a BGS 9.5 was worth more than a PSA 10.
Yep.
As crazy as that sounds right now, but yeah, what a great card. Like we've graded cards recently, but like it was so different back then. It was fun, but it was not. I don't know. I don't even know how to form into words how it was different. But
we
it was
almost
so
did
different.
it like an experiment. It was almost an experiment.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. And we did it. And again, we didn't then race out to sell the cards. Like you might have put them in at your shop, Mike, but I didn't like race out to sell that. Then I sold some of the ones I got, but they weren't held at such a high premium like they would have been today. People
would have come in my shop and be like, wait, you're charging that much for it just because it's in that holder thingy?
For a card I can't touch anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, EP, what's your first card?
Well, mine harkens back to the days at the shop as well. I've used this card a couple times on here. It's not really a card. It is the 1987 Fleer cello pack with Barry Bonds in the cup. Goes back to the shop. I won this on the bid board. I mean, there's so much nostalgia in this. I've used this in a couple shows. We had one where I think we talked about 5 cards we'd save from a fire, 3 cards we'd save from a fire, and I use this so many times just because when I see this in my PC box and I'm going through and I see it, I always think to myself, man, like the shop days were some of the best days of my life. Winning is on a bid board, which is just like this, like very small moment in the shop, like shop times or whatever. But just like to have those two things connected together, the three of us still doing this show, like I just love it. Also, the uniqueness of a card on the front of a cello pack at the time, I never even thought about that as a thing. When I saw this, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I got to win this, and just like so very, very cool. So there it is.
Couple things here. First of all, I still need to start a collection of that, because every time you show that, I go, that is so cool. I need to start collecting star players on cello packs. Two, for those of you that might not understand what a bid board was, when I had a shop, I had a wall that had like a cork board over there, a little pegboard, and I had like 20 or 30 different items on there, and they were numbered, and I had a book, and people would just walk up and put their bid on there, and at the end of the week, the person who had the highest bid in the book got the card for whatever they bid on it. But do you remember where I got that from? Did I have? I have no. I've been
like eBay. I was just not assuming like eBay. You're able to auction stuff on eBay. So I was like, how can I pull that off in the shop? I just figured it was something out of your.
No,
brains.
I mean
the specific
the specific cello pack.
No, I have no idea where you got that from at all.
You show me that, and I've been trying to rack my brain, thinking, did I get that? And did I must have had a box, would be my guess. I got a box that had it in it, but I don't know for sure. So go back in your time machine and check and figure out where I got
don't
that. Don't
waste a trip on that. No offense, but
we'll get cases of 2000 football.
Pick up a couple things along the way while you're there.
I want you to put this in a cool display case. I've been saying, like, I think it would fit in like a 360 point pro mold or something like that. I mean, it's such a cool card and or such a cool thing. I guess card isn't the right word,
right?
But yeah, that's definitely like iconic EP card collecting thing, right?
All right. This one should be no surprise to anybody. I'm going to get this one out of the way first. This is my Wayne Gretzky rookie card. It's an SGC4. I just sent some cards to SGC and got it graded there. But this card, I collected cards when I was a kid. I didn't particularly collect hockey cards, but I used to play games with these cards. I used to put them on the floor in the different positions and play a game with it. So, I started doing that with baseball. And then I also did it with basketball, and I did it with hockey. So I just have random cards that I had bought from the store, the gas station at the end of the block I lived on. I used to spend pretty much all my money buying packs there. When I was probably, I don't know, teenager, maybe around 18 or so, my dad and I got back into collecting cards. I got a Beckett magazine, and there was this picture was on it, and Wayne Gretzky, and something in my head was like, that looks familiar. Why would a hockey card that I never collected look familiar? Because I played with this card. I had this card. I went up in my attic and I had a box of cards, and this was laying in with all the other cards. Wayne Gretzky rookie. I have kept it ever since. I probably pulled this out of a pack when I was like 10 years old. That was probably like 10 to 12 years old was the time where I was doing that a lot. So this card means so much to me. The last card I would ever sell in my collection, my Wayne Gretzky rookie.
Tops, not OPG.
No, unfortunately, I lived in the United States.
We are America here, damn it. Yeah. No OPG for us. It's such a cool story. And you think back and you're like, obviously you had great times and fun times playing with that card, but man, oh man, Mike, if you just would have put it in a sleeve and top loader, imagine what it'd be worth today. Come on. What are you thinking?
It wouldn't be worth
but I couldn't have used them for the games.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, we knew this card was going to be on the list. You've definitely talked about this one. And yeah, I don't ever see you get rid of that card. Like that. I think we were talking, was it last week, about like, oh, someone would have to offer me 5X. And we were like, that's not real, really. I forget the context, but like we had cards. EP, you have the context?
It was my I think it was my Trout rookies. Well, maybe what I brought up and said, like if that ended up being like 5X or something like that, like I would have to think about possibly selling it just because like I feel like that was
and we even didn't think that was a realistic number, but even if that was the number someone came to you for that Wayne Gretzky card, you know, like the story is worth more than 5x whatever that card's worth.
Yeah, $1,000, $1,500. Who cares? Like, that's a story. That's my childhood. It's something that actually worked out that I still had from my childhood, because we had yard sales and I got rid of a lot of stuff that I wish I had now. But I had the coolest toys.
That's one of those things. You get to 120 years old, you're gonna remember playing that game with that card, and then the moments on this show showing that card. I love that it's in the SGC slab too. I think it really makes the card stand out. The colors on the card stand out, and I love that card. Every time you get a chance to show it, I'm glad. I'm happy to be part of that show. So,
all right, Joe, what's your second sentimental card with a story?
All right, so when we got back into the hobby, you know, early 2020 or so, everyone was going through all their old stuff, see what they had, digging through boxes. I have to say, Drew Bledsoe was the bane of my existence, because every time I saw a Drew Bledsoe card, I thought it was a Tom Brady card. But I did find just 3 Tom Brady rookie cards out of my collection that I drove out to my grandparents' house to dig through on the bar. Mike, you've been to I think EP, you've been to my grandparents' house, on the big bar in the kitchen, had boxes all over the place, digging through cards from 2000. And I came across this card right here. This is the 2000 Pacific Aurora Tom Brady rookie card. I pulled 3 of those out, one of which had a print line, so I knew it wouldn't grade very well. And then 2 of them looked pretty nice, probably PSA 10s. This one ended up being a PSA 9. The other 2, one was the PSA 8, had like a print line through it. And then there was another PSA 9. But this has kind of dual significance, because not only did I find a Tom Brady card, rookie card from my old collection, but then I also sent it to PSA right before the shutdown and waited about 6 years to get it back. I just got it back last week. It's crazy.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, the combo of actually pulling that card, probably from the shop for sure, 3 of them from Pacific Aurora. I was opening up a lot of 2000 Pacific Aurora. It's probably one of the lower end Brady cards, but I always liked the design of it, because it I always called it a poor man's Flair showcase, because it had the 2 pictures on it, you know, the close up and then the action shot. And then to send it off to PSA, go through that whole thing with the delays and the waits, and then to get it back, have it undergraded as a 9. I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, that's my second card, a PSA 9 Pacific Aurora Tom Brady rookie card.
This checks off so many boxes for you, Joe. Like the Tom Brady card from this era. I feel like if you didn't have a Brady card on, you didn't have like specifically that one, probably because that was, again, part of that order. Like that, because that like your hobby journey, like that is such a huge part of it. Like we talk about, we make fun of it pretty much. It seems like every week, because we're always talking about PSA for whatever reason. But yeah, I love that card. Love that for you. That is a Joe Day card that is probably never going to leave your.
The only Brady rookie I still have, by the way, as an aside, through that Brady buying and selling, that's the only one I still have.
How many Brady's did you have? The volume of number of Brady's that you had at one point. What was your most Brady's you had?
I think I had like 25 rookie Brady's at one point. Yeah, I've owned like probably 25 to 30 different ones, but at one time I probably had 20 or 25 of them.
And that's the only one that survived.
It's the only one that I kept. Yep.
Did your case not open there that you get the card out to show?
It is such a bitch to open. No, I'm not opening up that case.
Think about the dust that would get in there, Mike. Come on.
Yeah. Dust, dog hair. There's all sorts of things. That being said, though, no, those cases, they're not like your cases that you can just lift up like that. You actually have to slide a piece of acrylic out. And I'd have to, it would have been a thing. Let's just say that. Once they're in there, they're in there.
There'd be fingerprints all over the acrylic, and you have to clean off the fingerprints.
Oh, yeah. I have gloves, though, EP. I have gloves, so I can remove
I bet you do.
I do. I absolutely, you'd be dumb not to, EP.
There's nothing that was said there, too, that wasn't true and accurate.
All of it's true. Says the man who focused on his lighting for like what felt like an hour today before.
Have to have proper lighting for the YouTube show. All right, EP, what's your second card?
My second one is one like mine are kind of from different eras of my collecting, and this is during the dark era when I didn't really collect anything, but for some reason, we'll go and say it. It's the 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card that I pulled from a pack. I think a lot of people in today's hobby, maybe they can't say they pulled one from a pack, but I did pull one I pulled 2 from packs, and this is one of them. This is the one that famously, like in somewhere around 2006, 2008 ish, I got home from work, maybe I had a beverage or two, and QVC was on, and they were selling boxes of 1989
How was
Upper Deck.
QVC just
And-
on, by the way? I need
Well,
to hear
it wasn't.
that
The
part
thing
of
is, I never watched QVC, but for some reason I was flipping through, and I was so flipping, and I flipped past it, and I was like, wait a minute, and went back to it, and there it was, an 1889 Upper Deck, and I had quasi adult money at that point. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy some of that. And I did. Luckily, it was a legit box, and I actually got the Ken Griffey Jr. cards out of it. But yeah, so that's my story for that one. And I sold my second one at my last card show was at. But yeah, so I have a pack pulled Griffey that I think is centered super well. I think it's a really nice copy of the card. The hologram is the only thing on the back is a little bit off, but to have a pack pulled one of those, one of the most iconic cards in the history of all card collecting is it feels pretty good to me. So
please don't ever send that in to get graded.
I won't.
Please don't.
Okay, good. We always worry about you, but yeah. I mean, how much were the boxes of those back then?
It was like it. I mean, compared to now, I bet you they were like $200 a box or something like that. I can't remember what the exact price was, but they were super cheap compared to now. Like you can almost can't afford them now. So
what do they go for now? I was going to ask.
Oh gosh, $800. I mean, I'm not sure. They're
a lot now.
Outrageous. Yeah, the low series, yeah, they're
with the PSA 10 price just climbing and climbing, the boxes are going up like crazy too. But yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate EP card, isn't it? Right there, the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, and bought it from Home Shopping. Was it QVC or Home Shopping?
Whichever one Don West is on.
Oh, it was Shop at Home with Don West. What I was
Get
so it was actually
line.
from Don West.
Yes.
Was he nice?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes it even
better. Yeah, absolutely. I love Don West.
Story.
Yeah, what a great card.
He's a good salesman. So
yeah, well, he was RIP.
Mm-hmm.
But did you get 2 per box? Was that kind of like the thing?
I think that was pretty common.
Because I bet your estimate on how much you paid for it is high, and I bet your estimate of how much they cost now is low. I bet you the gap is much further apart, especially if you're getting 2 per box. But yeah, great EP card.
Great EP card. All right, my next one. This one's a little bit different for me. It's not that old, but while it is not my Todd McFarlane autographed card here, which came out of the same box though as my Todd McFarlane PSA 10, the 1992 famous comic book collectors. Now, why this card? Why 1992? Did you pull it in 1992? No, I didn't. I pulled this when I got back into the hobby. But one of my favorite things in the hobby is to buy stuff that nobody else has really bothered to buy, and maybe to back when you could grade cards and get them back at a reasonable amount of time. Grade stuff. I got 3 McFarlanes out of it. I saved one. This one's a little off center, so I got that one. I was like, maybe someday I'll get that autograph. But the other 2 I sent the PSA, and they both came back PSA 10s, which were the first 2 PSA 10s ever graded of this card. So that's what I used to love to find obscure things like that. I got the first 2. I sold one. I paid for the box with the one I sold. I got the other one here that's going to stay in my collection. There are 7 of them now, though. So I feel like I'm a little bit of a trendsetter. Somebody probably saw my card somewhere like, oh,
let us know in the comments if you're one of the people who got it because I'm like,
Scott Spalding, was it you? I feel like it might be you. But yeah, just one of probably my best example of me buying a random obscure set that had something really cool in it that most people didn't know about, and sending it in to get a 10 and just turning into a great card. I'm so happy I have that in my collection.
So I'll talk about the card itself first. It's absolutely ridiculous, and that's what makes it great. Like, it's so ridiculous. He's a huge baseball fan, Todd McFarlane. So that's just all on point that he would pose like that for a card set of comic book creators. That being said, the moment I heard that he was doing a sign at CGC, the second I texted Mike and I'm like, he's doing one. You got it. He's doing cards. Yeah. And I wanted to send in my McFarlane, my Spawn #1 to get signed. But the second thing out of my brain was, I got to let Mike know that he's doing this signing. And you weren't sure if he was even going to autograph it, which is what's so crazy. Like you just, if he didn't and the card got, lost or whatever, you still had your 10, which is nice, but the chance to get it autographed was worth it. And I'm super glad he did. But yeah, that's just such a cool card. And again, it brings up something like EP said earlier about, there are certain like channel cards now. Like we talked about shop cards. That's definitely a channel card.
Yeah, the mockery of the Conseco was a 1992 score, I think. Like I think he's like mocking that, right? Like making fun of that card. Of that, I've seen.
Not mocking.
He's homaging. He's homaging.
He's definitely not making fun of it. So if I listened to a podcast where they actually have interviewed Robert Kirkman about Robert Liefeld, a bunch of these guys, they had McFarlane on, and it was just a fantastic. I've seen clips of McFarlane and Liefeld from back in like the 1990s, like drawing stuff and talking about how they draw the comics and everything. So now I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I love that card. And I love the story behind it with you getting the first ever 2 PSA 10s. I remember, like we all got excited about that. And then of course the autograph one, again, like Joe said, a perfect show card, channel card.
All right, where are we at? Joe Day, what's your third card with a story?
Are we all in agreement we're not doing an honorable mention?
No, go ahead, do an honorable mention.
Is Mike going to do a second honorable mention? Because he already did one in that last bit.
Yeah.
No, that was not an honorable mention. That was just showing that it wasn't that card.
He's gonna do a second one. He's gonna do a second one.
I'm pulling back the curtain all the way, baby. I'm opening up the kimono, as they say, and I'm gonna let all the viewers know that Mike texted us earlier and was like, "I just assume you guys are gonna do an honorable mention, so I'm gonna do an honorable mention." So, but this is the problem. I go first, so I didn't want him to go, "Oh, of course Joe's gonna do one, so I gotta do one on the channel and throw me under the bus." So. This is all because Mike specifically wanted us to do honorable mentions. Mike, throw the text up.
Anyway, no, I said you could do it. I didn't say you had to do it.
Because Mike wants to do 2, and he's going to do 2.
Mike wants to do 2 honorable mentions.
This was not an honorable mention.
Okay.
They're the same party, Pete. They're the same card.
EP's joy out of this is fantastic. All right, my honorable mention.
It was the kimono opening. It was a kimono that got me.
Don't open your kimono, Joe. You're gonna get
I love to open my kimono. That's OnlyFans content for all of you out there. Yeah. All right, I gotta throw a pick card into it. Obviously, clap. So right here, I've got my dual autograph, Dan Marino, Kenny Pickett. This is an honorable mention. It's not on the list proper because it's not, it's a great card. I do love the card. It makes the list kind of sort of as an honorable mention because Rob actually bought this card for me. So Rob, this was a gift that he bought. I mean, I bought it on eBay and just made him give me the money for it. But I'm for those of you who somehow don't know, I am a Pitt alum. I'm a huge Pitt fan. I live and die every Saturday with Pitt football, mostly death. What? So yeah, I know it's shocking.
You went to Pitt?
I know. I have Rock the Panther hat back here and a Pitt sign.
It all makes sense.
I know. It finally checks out. My conspiracy theory helmet is a Pitt hat. I wear the Pitt hat every day. This Pitt hat says Joe Day on the back. For those of you who don't know, it actually does. But yeah, 2 of the best Pitt quarterbacks of all time. Kenny didn't quite do it in the NFL as well as Dan did.
Super Bowl champion
Kenny Pickett.
Reno
never got one of those.
and Pickett changed the college game, man, with his
he did the fake slide. Yep, absolutely changed the rules of college. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. Clap. A little delay on the light there.
It was a reverse delay.
It was. So my actual number 1 card is, and kind of similar to Mike, when I found out I could potentially get this card signed, I had to do it. And I got to do it in person. And I got to meet the man himself. 1998, Mirror, Skybox, Star Trek The Original Series, Mirror insert card. There's only 200 of these made, but mine is the one with the William Shatner autograph. I got to meet Captain Kirk. He was the Steel City Con. It was one of those moments, and I said this, I think, on the channel when I showed this card originally. I have met past and present presidents and vice presidents. I have never been as nervous as like shaky going up to someone as I was when I got to meet William Shatner. And it's just one of those moments in time that I don't know if I wasn't doing this channel with you guys, if I wasn't back into collecting cards, if I wasn't specifically back into collecting Star Trek cards, if I would have thought to myself, I'm going to go to Steel City Comic Con, I'm going to meet William Shatner, one of the greatest, I don't want to say greatest actors of all time, greatest personalities of all time. And just having that moment, 30 seconds with him, making a comment that he like actually looked up and acknowledged, like usually he doesn't, he's just signing stuff, and then getting the picture with him just was so cool, and something that card's never going to go anywhere, but it's also a moment that's I'm never going to forget, so that's my top card right there.
The sheer joy I had with the concept of you meeting him and getting this autograph, like just that alone made me like, it makes me so happy. But then the fact that when you show us that card, it's got that sky blue auto, like that sharp, like very, very, very like cool auto, just makes it so much better. I love that. I love that the moment for you, but also that you have the card to commemorate it too. That's such a very, very rare and awesome card. It's great.
And Shatner saying, make sure you let that dry. Like that to this day, I will never forget that moment.
Yeah, one of the best parts of us getting back into this is like the new memories that you get to make and things you do. Like you wouldn't have had that card, you wouldn't have got it signed, and you wouldn't have had that thing that will always how old is he now? Holy crap, 95. Like wow. So like unfortunately he won't be with us forever, and you have that now, and that's so cool. And especially for you, the first card you ever pulled out of my shop was a hologram of him. So yes, definitely that is the most on brand for anybody ever. So I love that. All right, EP, what's your final card?
Well, my honorable mention kind of like fits into that theme of what changed, like what would happen now with, actually my last card does too, like what's different now. Like I would never set up at a card show, and I wouldn't without this channel. And also like I have people bringing me boxes of cards, and like boxes and boxes of cards, or they're handing me slab cards. The number of Tiki Barber cards that I've received from people, like black refractors and like X fractors, and just the craziest stuff that people hand to me, that I like a number of honor mentions. I asked before we started, I was like, are we gonna do this again? Because I have a couple cards I'm gonna hold back, but I do want to show one of the cards I received, a Tiki Barber Crown Royale rookie card, and a Gem Mint 10, a PSA 10 that somebody just handed to me at a card show because of this channel and because of that. It's mind blowing to me. I don't deserve all of that. It's crazy, and just the sheer love that the people have given to us because of this channel, it's just insane. So so thank you. My honorable mention is all of the cards I've received from everybody, and there's just so many of them. I definitely can't show them all.
Mr.
But that was
popular down there.
I know. I was just thinking,
I don't get any.
What is going on here?
Listen, I've had people give me cards to give you guys for sure, and so
he
just
still
like,
has them. He hasn't given them.
No, I've given you guys.
Somebody gave us a Tiki Barber, and all of a sudden it ended up in his collection.
Joe can't have that. Tiki Barber for me. So my actual number 3 card, again though, it's a story card. It is the 2011 Topps Chrome Mike Trout rookie card that got a PSA 10. Of course, the story behind this one, I had the draft picks rookie and I had the regular rookie, and I thought the one looked better than the other. I sent it in to get it graded. It came back a 9. I was like, okay, well, I'll wait and send the other one in later. I sold the 9. I was going to keep the other one for myself, which I thought was probably going to just be a 9, and it came back a 10, which was worth a lot more. Actually, the card itself is the regular Bowman, so it's worth more than the draft picks. So yeah, this card has a story on this channel. That card is connected to this channel, and so I've had a card that I got in the dark times between collecting from back in the day, and now I have one from this channel, from us doing it, and a card again that, unless it goes up to even if it like 10x's and somebody tries to offer me 10x for it, I just don't know if I could sell it, just because of the story behind it and the memories that we made with this channel. So it's my commemorative Mike's Retro Trading Cards card for sure.
Although I believe you're leaving out part of the story where 2 people here convinced you to, first of all, grade that to begin with.
Hog-tied him down.
And then second of all, made you not sell it because you were going to sell it. You wouldn't take 10x for it now, but you would have taken 1x when you got it back.
Would have taken
You're
less
like,
than
I have to sell it now.
Yep.
So yes, you're welcome. I know Joe will join me in also saying, EP, you're welcome, because if you didn't have great friends like us that you got to do a YouTube channel with, you would have sold that card.
That's true. Thank you guys.
You absolutely would have sold that card. Yeah, was that one of the ones that I sent in for you as well? Did I send that?
I can't remember if it was. I can't remember if it was through you or through Mike, but it was through one of you two guys because I've never had an account on PSA.
I feel like it was one of the cards from the bit where I said I don't submit to PSA, and then I showed a bunch of cards.
I think you sent that one.
Yeah. And EP was sending Kenny Pickett cards. Remember, that was the big joke on that one. But no, it's a EP didn't mention the year, but that's a card you pulled in 2012, right?
It was
the infamous 2012,
2011 card that I pulled in 2012. Yep, from a box of retail. I had a box of draft picks and a box of Chrome retail, and I got it out of retail.
So it hits your 2012 thing. It hits the channel thing. You graded it on the channel, and then we talked about it so much on the channel first off to get you to grade it, number one, and then to get you to not sell it, number two. But though that did start this whole thing where whenever we think EP is going to grade a card like that Steven Jackson gold refractor, and it's in the little card saver, we're like, oh no, EP, you don't have to grade that. Now we're trying to stop him from grading cards because we think he'll sell them.
And in case you have not picked up on it by now, every time EP says back in 2012, we take a drink in case for some reason nobody ever noticed that, because we've been doing it for a long time. Okay, I get a little crap on here about the whole honorable mention thing, so now I almost don't even want to do it. But
I would. Well, you already did one.
But instead, I have three. Instead, I have three.
No, I mean, I am so unfairly treated by the other two co-hosts on this show that it's really not fair. But because of the viewers who I love, I will mention my honorable mention, which goes back to the National at 2024 that I went to with my boys. The whole reason I wanted to have an honorable mention was because I bought this Kobe card there with my boys, and it was a great trip that I will always honor and cherish from their friendship of going to the National in Cleveland 2024. So choke on that, boys. That's what I get for trying to be a nice guy.
Well, I'm a little upset that your honorable mention wasn't when you got a little bit into Stephanie McMahon actually at the National as well, but that would have also been a good
National.
But the difference between buying that card was I was just buying something to buy there. I didn't go with a specific thing to buy.
Chase.
Well, this was I would say maybe even a little better trip, but that was a card I wanted to find. I found it there. It was just a great trip all around. So smiles from my heart to you viewers. But my actual card, this card, I just don't talk about enough. It is my Mike Schmidt rookie card.
Oh, wow.
I have owned this card. I don't know which birthday it was. This was a birthday present to me from my mom and dad when I was probably 10, 11, 12 years old, somewhere in that range. I was into cards. It was I had a ton of 1982 cards. It was probably in that 81, 82. So I was probably 12 at the time. EP, Schaefer's card shop, right?
Yeah.
He set up there, when you go into like where the McDonald's is in Lewisburg on the strip there.
Yeah.
That used to be a place called Murphy's Mart. And the Sunday flea market that ended up moving down the road started there originally at the Murphy's Mart in the parking lot. And Schaefer set up there selling cards. And that's where my mom and dad got my Mike Schmidt rookie card. Yes, it's only an SGC3. Yes, it's off center. I have not ever at one point in my life cared that this card is off center, because I got this card when Mike Schmidt was my favorite player growing up. I had all the jerseys that you go to get with number 20 on it, the ones they gave away back in the day at the ballparks. We always had to go on jersey day because I wanted to get the jersey. This card is my childhood. This is back when I started falling in love with cards. This is a card I never really talk about on the channel. It just sits up there in its little spot and nothing's really ever said about it. Everybody knows the Gretzky story there, but the Mike Schmidt rookie card is really what kind of started me into all of this collecting. And it's just probably the most important card I have, more so than the Gretzky, just because I wanted this when I was a kid and my mom and dad got it for me for my birthday. So shout out mom and dad. And, you know, this is my childhood. So you can't have it. I'm not selling it.
10X?
No. 100X. No, just not gonna. My card.
Shout out to Don and Marianne, right? Yeah, like you said I don't talk about this card much on the channel. I didn't know you had that card. I've been doing this channel with you for 5 years. I had no idea you had that card. So for you to show that one, and it's kind of a nice button between the Gretzky and then ending with this one. So very cool card again. And EP probably wants to mention it, but since I'm going ahead of him for this, I'm going to say great that that it's in an SGC slab. It does pop with the white borders and everything. And did you send that off with the Gretzky? Is that from the same order?
Yeah.
So that's probably chronicled on the channel, right?
It is. There is a video from that.
Yeah. Yep, there you go.
I think that was our first video like that actually started getting some views, at least the first one I did. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think that got like 1,000 views or something like that. So crazy.
I feel like that set, like centering is not the strong suit. My question to you is that card, was that card used in your baseball games?
No, this was not used in my baseball games.
Okay.
I did not have Mike Schmidt to use in my games, but this, by the time I got this, I knew it was a more valuable card. So no, this one was never used. This one was always in a holder. I think it was in a big chunky screw down for quite a bit of time too.
So PSA would not grade that card.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Awesome card though, man. I mean, Mike Schmidt, like we can say a million things, like one of the greatest of all time, probably the best Philly of all time, right? One of the
best Philly, best third baseman has ever played. Yes, he is. So there you have it. Let us know what card is the most important to you. The best.
No honorable mentions.
No honorable mentions. We're not reading those. We're allowed to have them. You're not. I'm not even allowed to have them, even though it was to show my love toward the boys from our international. Yeah, you feel bad now, don't you?
Yeah, no. 2 honorable mentions.
Same card. He's like,
I can't get away with 2 honorable mentions if I don't give them at least one.
That's why I'm the host. That's all we got for you. I will see you guys next week. Take care, guys.
See you guys.